You won't believe who it is, Sarge. Who is it? It's YouTube boy. I'm going to jail. Again. You can Minecraft that.
Bodycam footage is my strange addiction. Don't know what it is that entertains me so greatly about watching people interact with the police, but my God, does it do something for me. Unfortunately though, for some reason, it seems like all bodycam footage seems to have cops in it, and you know, fuck 12. And today we have a wonderful and relevant example as to why that is such a popular phrase. Comment section's gonna be civilized on this one, I'm sure. Now it seems like 2025 has been the year of YouTubers getting arrested. Now, I don't really know what the cause of that might be. They're probably putting something in the water. Don't know. What I do know, however, is that a lot of YouTubers have been arrested this year, and the other day they got another. Now, I was gonna talk about this like the day it happened, but I was out of town and my car decided to kind of just fucking self-destruct, so kind of catching this on the back end. My apologies for that one, but we march forward. Today, we're gonna be looking at the bodycam footage that was released of the once popular YouTuber, PopularMMOs, being arrested for essentially trying to run from the police. Now, if you don't know who PopularMMOs is, he was at one point one of the biggest Minecraft YouTubers on the platform, until a few years ago when he pretty much disappeared off the internet after some claims of domestic violence and him going through a divorce. Now, from my understanding, from what I remember, eventually these statements, these claims of domestic abuse were retracted, and the charges that were brought, I don't think ever actually made it to court. Now, what actually went down is still foggy, and I think the only people who know what actually happened in that situation are the people who were a part of it. But that was sort of the beginning of a pretty steady and rapid decline for Pat, aka PopularMMOs. And that's what got us here today. In March, the cops were called on PopularMMOs for sleeping on the street. That led to him being arrested, and that has led to multiple other legal issues for Pat. Probation violations. Apparently at one point I think he was actively running from the police, like dodging a warrant. Whole lot of shit, but that does not change the fact that a lot of the stuff that happens in this bodycam footage is not cool. All of the cops in this bodycam footage act like poorly written high school movie bullies, and it's just simply not the way that people whose responsibility it is to protect and serve the public should be behaving on the job. Just a shitty situation overall, and that's what we're looking at today. So let's not waste any more time besides the time I'm going to take to tell you to go buy a limited edition August the Duck desk mat while you still can, okay? 15 days left, people. Time is ticking. Enough of that, though. Let's begin. Please subscribe.
It's near midnight when dispatchers receive a 911 call from a concerned Florida resident.
Hi there. I just came home from picking my sister up at the airport, and there's a man kind of laying in the road.
Any drink and drugs, weapons involved that you know of?
I do not know.
Do you think he's trying to harm himself?
I think he might be dead, or I don't know.
An officer arrives to find a man lying on the pavement beneath a streetlight, dressed only in shorts and a t-shirt despite the chilly 45-degree weather.
Hope all my Florida-based viewers find it really reassuring that if anybody ever calls you into 911 saying they think you might be dead, they're gonna send out a single cop who clearly does not give a single shit about you. I hope that's standard procedure.
Hey, buddy. Hey. Hey, sheriff's office. Do you live here? Huh? Hey, wake up, man. I don't got all day for you. Wake up. Wake your ass up.
You got a bit too much drink tonight, man? You're good?
You live here?
Where do you live?
Let's see what some of these.
I can't hear you, man.
Sorry.
Okay, so not to quite literally kick a man while he's down, but I've been around a lot of drunk people before. Never heard a human being talk like this. He sounds like the NPCs from Papers, Please.
You had a lot of what?
See something else.
That alcohol, I'm guessing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just sorry, bro.
Do you live around here?
Yeah, do you want to say it?
Do you have like an ID on you by chance?
Okay. See, no, okay.
Well, I just want to make sure you get home safe, that's all.
Yeah, that's sorry. I didn't even see it. I'm so sorry.
Well,
nothing is annoying. Sorry, bro.
No. Do you have an ID? Like a wallet on you or anything?
In like 5 minutes, I'll give it to you.
All right, well, hurry up, bro, because you're about to be going to jail.
Okay, so I'm not going to sit here on a high horse and pretend that I want people hammered out of their goddamn minds sleeping in front of my house on my sidewalk. But the fact that these sort of interactions always go straight to here is why the police in America get such a bad rap. You can't even in good faith blame this on like not knowing about de-escalation, because there wasn't even a situation to de-escalate to begin with. This guy purposefully escalated it.
I'm going to jail.
Yeah, you're sleeping on the ground.
I'm so sorry that my parents brought that chill to me when I was here.
Do you even live here? Where do you live?
The man is able to provide an address, which the officers quickly note is nowhere nearby.
Commissioner Drive?
Commissioners.
Where's that at? Is that by San Pablo? Is that by San Pablo?
Yes.
So what are you doing all the way down over here if you live?
You're away from home, bud.
So it is kind of strange that this guy is so far away from his house, like sort of in the middle of nowhere. Kind of makes you wonder how he ended up out here. Like he was either just so fucked up that he just kind of started walking and didn't even really process where he was going, or maybe he was being driven home and there was some sort of fight and he got kicked out of the car. I mean, you just never know. But being a 20-minute drive away from your house on foot, in America, that's like a 14-day-long walk. So, you know, weird circumstances for sure.
When officers ask Pat if there's anyone he can call to pick him up, they quickly run into a problem.
Oh, no, it's dead.
Dead?
Yeah, that's what it's saying. Is like that little battery alert you're getting?
Yeah.
That means it's dead. You need to charge it.
While one officer returns to his cruiser to find a phone charger Pat can use, the other stays with him as he begins to voice a concern.
Don't really feel like getting arrested.
Yeah, you're sleeping on the ground.
Yeah, no.
Multiple people are calling it in. Their person might be dead.
Now look, I'm not really trying to defend the guy because if you get this fucked up and then decide to try and walk home, if that ends up biting you in the ass, that's on you. Public intoxication is a crime in basically every state in America. If you know you're gonna get this fucked up, you should probably have a way lined up to get home before you go out. But my view is like, is this really the best use of the police's time? Really? You got multiple calls that a guy might be dead on the side of the street? Why is there not an ambulance? Why is this not an EMT response? Like, these guys were not sent to make sure this guy was okay. They were sent to fish and try and arrest him, which eventually they did, to try and find him and make money for the city. Which again, like I said, if you put yourself in that position, gonna be a dumbass? Yeah, you should have to pay the fine. That's what you get. But this whole like, oh, we thought someone might have been dead. No, you didn't. Otherwise, there would have been a different response. Also, a hot take, but I think a guy sleeping on a sidewalk at 1 in the morning is a lot less disturbing than what is eventually gonna be like 6 squad cars lighting up the entire neighborhood to arrest a guy for sleeping.
It's like, I don't know, probably like
You don't.
many months of going to jail and stuff.
Okay, you don't have no weapons, anything on you? Okay, come on. Place your bag on top of my hood. I just got to pat you down before you go inside my car. Place your phone right there. Okay. Just real quick, just put your hands out. You don't have no weapons, anything. You don't have anything on your bag that should be worried of. Any drugs or anything? Huh?
No, it's just called.
You mind if I search your bag real quick?
Now, this is where Pat sort of screws the pooch a little bit, getting so shit-faced that you don't want to drive, so you end up walking to a different county when you're trying to get home and you end up falling asleep on the side of the road. Happens to the best of us. But this guy has a jar of weed in his bag, and he tells the cop, sure, yeah, you can search it. And yeah, that one's gonna get you every time. To be fair to Pat, though, if you know anything about police procedure, if they're asking to search your bag, they want to search your bag, and even if you say no, they're probably gonna pull something out of their ass to allow themselves to do it legally. So honestly, it probably would not have made a difference if he said no here, but it's worth a shot, right? If a cop ever asks to search you for any reason, even if you are butt naked and you are pretty sure you don't have a crack pipe up your asshole, I do not consent to any searches. Cops are trained to ask these questions in very vague and tricky ways. They will usually say what this cop says, which is, do you mind if I search whatever? And I'm sure many people who are watching this video have asked somebody a question starting with do you mind in their lifetime, and they've both received the answer yes and no to mean no, I don't mind. That's not an accident, people. Don't answer the question, I do not consent to any searches, and then shut up. Because once they're asking that, they're not looking out for you anymore. Now, this is not me telling you to be a fucking sovereign citizen. That's the dumbest shit on planet Earth. Complying with the police will usually yield you the best results, but a cop searching your car is never gonna find you innocent of anything. They're gonna find you guilty of something, though. And when that goes to court, if you consented to that search, you're fucked.
Officers allow Pat to warm up in the back of the cruiser while his phone charges in the front seat. At the moment, he isn't under arrest or being detained. However, the situation quickly changes when officers look inside his backpack.
I'm gonna glove up before I start touching weed and a ton of Fireball. Homie is messed up. Bruh. That's why I asked. I knew.
knew.
If you needed any evidence that they were just fishing, there you go. They weren't searching the bag for the safety of the officers. They wanted to find something. And look, if weed's illegal where you live and you get caught for it, that's kind of on you. But if you think the state locking up a fucking Minecraft YouTuber for having a little bit of weed is making the streets safer, I've got a bridge to sell you.
Hey, quick question for you. Did you used to play Xbox or anything like that?
Not Xbox. I never played Xbox.
You didn't have like a YouTube channel?
YouTube, yeah, but not Xbox.
What was the YouTube channel about?
Video games.
What type of video games?
Minecraft.
Minecraft? Oh, okay. All right. Thank you. That's YouTube boy off Commissioner Drive.
Okay, so like honestly, up until this point, the cops really haven't done anything wrong. It's just cops being cops, which you can interpret that how you want. Technically, they're just doing their job. Patrick shouldn't have put himself in this situation. You know, don't break the law if you don't want to deal with the law. But from this point forward, after they found out he was, quote, YouTube boy, things just get kind of weird. They start to sort of pile him, kind of bully him for being a YouTuber, which is kind of weird because it's like everybody who ends up on this call knows exactly who this guy is. And it's like, for you guys to think that being a YouTuber is such a goofy, dorky profession, you sure do know a whole lot about this guy who hasn't uploaded in years.
Just checked out the bag there.
I mean, there's nothing to that.
So, well, hey, you had the big old bottle of Fireball, which probably explains why you're... Yeah, you can have alcohol, right? That probably explains part of why you were passed out on the sidewalk there, right? So, what about the weed in the bag? Well, let me enlighten you here. This weed in the bag, the nice little jar.
It's a Kindle jar. It's not a regular. There's no prescription, no nothing.
Yeah, it's not like you got this on like a med card, because that doesn't come like that. So, what's up? You don't know you're drunk? Have you been smoking as well?
I don't smoke. That's the funny part.
It's pretty sad to see this guy go down this sort of path. It's obvious that he needs some real professional help. Since this arrest happened, he's been randomly drug tested a few times as part of his probation, and he's tested positive for like 6 or 7 different drugs, including marijuana, which, like me personally, I don't think having some personal weed should be an arrestable offense. But again, like, you've got to have your wits about you when you're being questioned by the police to not say, yeah, you can search my bag, when you live in a state where it's illegal. This guy's clearly out of it, and he just keeps shooting himself in the foot, and it's just pretty sad to see.
Just put your arms like you're praying.
Look on what?
Like you're praying.
Yeah, just like palms touching. We're not doing this.
All right. Kilo 261 fighting one. Kilo 261 fighting one. Stop
Bro.
resisting. Stop resisting.
I said we're good already. I said we're good. Buddy.
Stop.
I said we're good already. Why do you keep Why do you keep saying stop when I said good?
Stop.
Just face down.
I said we're good, buddy. I said we're good. Get out of my ear.
Yeah, no.
Hey, you about to get tased.
I already told you I'm good.
You are about to get tased.
Are you saying that?
You are about to get tased.
I'm saying
You are about to get tased.
I got him. Get your cups. I got him.
I'm saying I'm good.
Yeah.
Resisting what violence?
Yep.
Good. You don't have to save me. I said I'm good.
Get your ass up. I have an open unit.
Okay, so I'm not gonna sit here and defend a guy for trying to run from the police. That's damn near the dumbest thing this guy could have possibly done in this situation, short of like reaching for one of their guns or something. If you're under arrest and you try and run from the police, you're probably gonna get roughed up a little. However, it is just pretty unfortunate that the system in our country really lends itself to this shit always happening. Wellness checks always turning into people getting arrested. Cops turning people having a bad day into them having a terrible day. Like, whether you like it or not, these are the things that cops are trained to do. Cops are not your buddy, they're not your friend. They are trained to find shit like this in basically every situation. They weren't trying to get him into the car so he could charge his phone or warm up. They wanted to search his bag. They wanted to find this guy doing something wrong so they could arrest him. Plain and simple. You can make the argument that he shouldn't have had weed on him, and like, yeah, absolutely, I agree. And technically the cops didn't do anything wrong, but just don't kid yourself into trying to make yourself believe that these cops were actually trying to help this guy. They wanted to arrest him.
He's big on, well, used to be big on YouTube.
Playing Minecraft.
And my audio blew
But he made a lot of money.
Good. What is he doing here?
Say a friend dropped him off. But it doesn't make
the parties
sense.
with strippers.
So he's like currently big in Minecraft now?
No, he died off about a year and a half ago.
He made
Millions. I looked him up on YouTube before. He was making plenty.
The sergeant finally arrives, who will soon remember Pat not by his YouTube fame, but by another of his arrests that went viral.
You won't believe who it is, Sarge. Who is it? It's YouTube boy.
He's the one who ran through the gate again.
Okay, so apparently that's in reference to Pat like streaking at a sports event. Again, I'm not trying to defend the guy. I think everybody in this video is kind of in the wrong here. Also, I find it kind of funny how this channel keeps trying to frame it as these guys like not really knowing who this guy is from his YouTube fame. Yet this guy says YouTube boy and the sergeant immediately knows who he's referring to. So don't really know why we're going with that angle.
I'm standing in the front lounge behind him. And he starts to deal with like one of these, like try to move like real fast. I
Tried to juke you.
Grab his arm, my camera falls off like completely. He knocks out my camera. So we got him on the ground the whole time. Let me go. Come on, bro.
So you just got weed? They're just weed?
Weed in a bottle of
Fireball.
Yeah, Fireball.
You gotta resist him.
Yeah. You're going to jail. Again. You can Minecraft that.
First of all, Sergeant, that doesn't even fucking make sense. You should really work on your one-liners. But do you guys just see how excited they are that they get to throw this guy in jail again? Like they're fucking foaming at the mouth like children on Christmas morning. We got a resisting, fuck yeah. Like it's just strange. And unfortunately, you see this a lot with cops. Not gonna sit here and say it's all police officers because I'm not a social media reactionary. But you just see this kind of shit way too much for it to be the whole just a few bad apples theory. To be this happy about the circumstances, to be essentially like celebrating that you got a resisting and making all these shitty Minecraft jokes because you get to take a guy who's obviously pretty down on his luck to jail. Just weirdo behavior. And that's my issue with this footage. It's not even that this guy got arrested. If you want to pass out in the sidewalk of a nice neighborhood, yeah, you're gonna get the fucking cops called on you. Common sense. Maybe don't have weed in your backpack when you do that, and especially don't let the cops search your backpack once you've already committed to making your first stupid decision of the night. The sequence of events on paper here is not what bothers me. Like I said, you're going to get the cops called on you if you do something like this. Cops are cops. They're probably going to try and search you. On paper, these cops didn't really do anything wrong. It's just the way they did it. They get calls in saying they think this guy is dead, and the guy says, get your ass up. I don't have all day for you. They're fishing. They're condescending. They're making fun of him for having an unconventional job. And you know, maybe this is just me, but when it comes to a group of people like police officers, a group of people with that much power over the average person, you would hope to see just a little bit more professionalism. And it's a professionalism you just don't really see all the time like you would hope, because cops can kind of just get away with anything. And if you want to argue with me on that, which I know there will be people in the comment section who will, because there's a lot of people these days who for some reason are just incapable of even thinking about criticizing the police, I have a challenge for you. Walk up to 5 different police officers this week and call them pig boy. See how they react to that and see if you don't get searched at least 3 times. Once you've done that, report back to me. Now, following this arrest, a lot happened. He was declared indigent, which basically means he wouldn't have been able to afford a private attorney, so he was appointed a public defender, which I think has caught a lot of people off guard because, like these cops kindly reminded us, this guy was undoubtedly making millions upon millions of dollars, so that's probably a little bit of a glimpse behind the scenes. He violated his probation multiple times. He failed multiple drug tests. He had multiple warrants issued for his arrest. It's pretty clear that substance addiction is pretty quickly really ruining this guy's life. And it's just sad to see. Can't sit here and defend everything he's done, but I'm hoping he can get the help that he needs and overcome all this and maybe make a return, because I know a lot of people love this guy and he was a big part of a lot of people's childhood. Don't wish this on anybody. Well, guys, what are your thoughts? Like I've said a million times, this is a pretty nuanced situation. There's a lot to consider here, but I don't know, man. It's one of those things where like nobody's truly gonna end up being in the right here. There's not just like one thing that you could identify that if you fixed it, this situation would be fully better. But there are way too many ways that this entire situation could have been handled a lot better by all parties involved. Unfortunately, though, with how things work in America, only one party is ever held responsible to that, which, you know, is profoundly unfortunate. And it's something that I hope in my lifetime we see go away. Probably won't, though. So that's awesome. See ya.